What are you most excited about when you think about kind of the future of property management and, with where it's at now, it's a workflow, very heavily paperwork pushing, lots of process, lots of checking boxes, lots of process. It does seem, to your point, ripe for AI adoption. I'm curious when you think about the future, the next 5 years, what are some things that you're most excited about? And what are some things that you think are going to happen that are maybe not obvious that I think that others might be missing?
Ooh, hard question. Well, as I mentioned, the consolidation is definitely something that's coming. I can see it. Not everybody knows it. It's something that really is surprising when I speak to clients, they'll or prospects rather, they'll call and say, my property manager's not doing a good job. And I said, well, did you know they were acquired by a very large company? And so the metrics have changed for them. So when we talk about what's coming in the future, more of that, more consolidation, less fragmentation, more automation, less human involvement. I think that's an unfortunate aspect of what's happening in our world overall. Talking to more robots, which I personally can't stand. I want to get off the robot and talk to a human being where you can just cut to the chase, because the robots are they're segmented in what they'll give you. You cannot do anything. It's not customized. It's they're going to try to guide you down a channel of where they want to go. So I think a way to the future is definitely more of that, more consolidation and more automation.
What last question here? What advice would you have for somebody who's trying to build a durable property management business for the long term and say they were just getting started now?
I would look at those who've been successful and that are really have succeeded over the long term. I would also look at the new players. I think there's a number of very interesting, very efficient companies that are eating the lunch of a lot of property managers, just because, as I keep saying, the human aspect is expensive. And if you can do it more efficiently, you're going to win. So I think looking at some of the players, I think doing it the way I did it, you can, meaning I just got into it without really knowing anything about it. I think at this juncture is a hard thing to do. I would certainly advise working for, or at least interning for, an existing player to see how they're doing it, because it's a really challenging business. And so getting into it with an awareness of some of the efficiencies, I think would be a wise thing.
Welcome back to The Loop, your weekly dose of all things property management. I'm your host, Colin Stewart, and each week we're going to dive into the latest trends, strategies, and stories shaping the property management world. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we're here to provide insights, expert interviews, and practical tips to help you navigate the ever-evolving landscape of property management.